here for the whole Baja experience that our company went through this past year in the 2013 Baja 1000 race. It all started back in 2012. I spoke with members from BFG. I wanted to surprise my cousin Mike, who is our current CEO. A lot of years he has here with Quigley Motor Company, to say the least. One of his dreams, and I've always heard him and one of our lead techs, Tiger, talk about the Baja 1000, how it would be cool to have a vehicle in that race. And I thought, what better way to surprise Mike as he's getting closer to retirement, see if BFG would help us sponsor us for the race.
We were out in Moab, I'm not sure what year it was, we were in Moab, and Todd said, "Hey, I got a surprise for you." And I said, "What's that?" And he says, "We're going to do the Baja." And I said, "Oh yeah? Really? How?" So, and that's, in the next year and a half, we figured it out.
We decided to use the Chevy van, the 2500, for the racer. We chose this vehicle because we're running the stock class. That vehicle went to Moab. I mean, it's been out on the trail, so it's been tested. And this just put it under stream testing.
Okay, this year's race, they call it the Baja 1000, but it's just an arbitrary number. Every year it could be a little different. This year it happened to be 883 miles, and it's subject to change right up until the night before the race because things happen. They have to change the course a little bit, so you never know exactly what's going to be, but it was 883.
I've probably dreamed about Baja since I was 13 or 14. I read every off-road magazine there is. I've bugged Mike Quigley, the president of Quigley's, for years about we should race in the Baja, we should run in the Baja. We ran a rock crawler for a couple of years. That worked real well. We had some of the rock crawling guys, Kurt Ledoux, tell us, "You guys ought to run Baja. That's more what vans will work for because you got long, flat distances." And I thought, yeah, that's it. And I just kept grilling at him and pushing at him. And Todd and Angie got involved, and one day they said, let's do this. We got involved with Keith Towers from BFG and Frank D'Angelo, and they put it together, and I just couldn't believe it. It's like a dream come true. These vans are tough. I know they can do it.
It was a neat mix of people that went down to Baja. It's been a dream of mine to do this, to have a chance to do it. It was, people that worked here, friends of people that worked here, family, and just a nice mix of everybody to do this and work out, that everybody got along. We didn't have any arguments or anything, and it was a really rough time sometimes, but you just had to go with it, What are you going to do? You got to keep going.
Grinder or what? I can't get the wall.
We had a total of 4 vehicles involved. We had 2 chase vehicles, we had the race vehicle, and then we had a 4th vehicle, which was a people mover, because we had many people from the shop, family, friends, that wanted to come out and watch the race, and they were more than welcome, and we needed a vehicle to move them from city to city, so we had 4 vehicles.
2013 Baja 1000 started downtown Ensenada, where it always starts. It did a big loop around the northern half of Baja, and it ended up back in downtown Ensenada. The first leg of the race, which I got to drive, and I had to, that was the most fun of everything we did, but there's just so many things happening. Everything was an adventure, everything was a good time. Even the city of Ensenada, to them, it's a big carnival. So even, the pre-race stuff where you do inspections, they parade you through 10, 15 blocks of downtown just to get to your truck inspected, your race vehicle inspected. So, and everybody in the city of Baja, they're all in there having a good time.
The vehicle we entered, everything in that race, it was stock except for the shocks. We approached King. They helped us with setting the vehicle up with their shocks. Then all the other things we needed for the race, we started talking to different manufacturers, and a lot of the manufacturers were willing to help us. They were giving us price breaks and such to use their products, which was great. That helped financially. BFG, they helped us. They have a new tire coming to market. That was one of the first things. They looked at this as a great opportunity for themselves. They wanted us to run their new tire to see how it would hold up in the environment down in Baja. BFG is the biggest sponsor down in Baja. The other thing that BFG did, they opened up their pits to us. We had access to their pit crews. Not only that, there's a gentleman down at BFG who sets all this up every year for the race at Baja, and he has so much invaluable information. He's been there doing it for, I believe, about 35 years. And not only that, BFG also, they load a microchip up for the GPS with all the trails, access roads, so that really becomes beneficial when you're out on the trail.
I designed the roll cage according to the book. Roll cage had to be to the specs. All the tubing had to be one piece. And just from being around shops where I know there's more stress points, so we're real happy with the way it came out. I mean, it passed tech, no problem. We upgraded the fuel cell to accommodate for the at least 200-mile pit stops, so we ended up putting a 50-gallon fuel cell in it. Then we had a box builder over top of that for the spare tires. We carried 2 spare tires, a jack, all the safety equipment, all the survivor, because you have to have 2 days worth of water and food, of supplies, tools, just anything you could think of that you could get by until the chase truck came. We carried spare drive shafts, ropes and whatever else we could think of without trying to load the racer down too much so we could still get across the course.
The town shuts down for like 3 days. They close the schools. It's like Mardi Gras in the city. There's actually a plaque in the middle of town with BF Goodrich and SCORE, and they bring like $3 million into this town when the race comes. And the people just love you. It's just anything with BFG, with racing. The kids are there. It's families. We had a wonderful time. We met all the right people. BFG was just so gracious to us. Everybody you met was friendly. Everybody in the racing community wants to help you. It was a great experience for us, for Quigley's. And the thing with it a lot when we're down there, people know the name Quigley's. They know the product. They've heard of us. Some of the other racers, oh, yeah, we use some of your vans for chasing. And, we've seen them around for years. So you guys are actually going to run one of these. And a lot of people couldn't believe we were actually going to race a van. People are like, oh, that axle won't hold up. Oh, you won't make it this far. Everybody just came to it, looking at it, looking under it. And we just went right through tech. It was absolutely amazing.
Starting the race was a little bit confusing. We knew approximately what time we were going to be taking off, but exactly where we go. We make it there, and we're on the starting line, and trying to get everything ready to go. And so we didn't have a whole lot of time to get flustered because we didn't have our helmet strip buckled or nothing. We shut the engine off, and we said, nope, you're up. First leg of the race was 79.9 miles. It was a fast leg, probably one of the fastest legs of the race, because once you get out of the city, which was a treat itself. You got off the starting block, sharp left-hand city street turn, and there's like 1,000 people lining the streets, and they're saying, "Don't run over anybody," Go another block, another sharp turn down into a creek bed. We're moving down there along pretty good, and the bridge coming up, and I say, "Is this thing going to fit under here?" Because we are the highest vehicle in the race, and we said, "I don't know. Let's just keep her going." And if we go fast enough, maybe we can squeeze under it, So we were successful with that.
I hopped in with Amy Grimm. I think it was a 150-mile stretch. We had no radio signal for probably a good 70 miles. I think we went over probably like 4 mountains till we actually got signal. We were going on nighttime for that part of the leg. We helped one guy out. They got ahead of us, and they actually helped us out. They stopped us and said, "No, go this way." We followed them through. We seen it was a 5-foot drop-off, so I guess that was good karma.
The vehicle was running with only minor issues with it. We could have completed the race, no problem, but because the time elapsed, again, due to the conditions of the track, it was pretty bad.
You were up for 40 and 50 hours straight, and it was a great experience, but the vans can just keep on going. I think the vans do better than we do. Biggest surprise was our chase vehicle. It is a Duramax 3500 Chevy van, and the only thing we changed out was we put BFG tires and some different wheels on it. Other than that, it's exactly how we built it. It was a stock Duramax engine, stock drivetrain, and we pre-ran the whole course with that, and then we chased the whole course with that, and then we towed everything back home. But that Duramax loaded with 4 guys pre-running, and we probably ran one time 42 hours straight. It was probably loaded 10,000 pounds. We had axles in it, we had differentials in it, we had torsion bars, we had a generator, we had a welder, we had multiple spare tires. And we ran that thing so hard, we just hold it to the floor, and I could not believe, as heavy as that van was, it went through everything. We did not have one single failure with any part on that. It just ran phenomenal.
I can see us probably within the next 3 to 5 years trying to do the Baja again.